hello, LinkedIn. Hello, Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh my gosh, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, Jen.
I did your podcast like forever ago, and I was like, I was meaning to have you on sooner, but this worked out perfectly. And I'm so glad, especially now, this conversation around resilience during the pandemic, but even now with people thinking about going back to the office, all of the changes, and, okay, the one thing guaranteed in life is change, but it's a lot, right?
That's right. And we've definitely seen our fair share of change this past year and a half. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. And, in the spirit of change, adaptability, and just like trying something new, if anyone is joining us live, I don't know that it always runs a couple minutes behind. It's like 5 minutes later, people start showing up. But if you're joining us, let me know where you're coming in from. But if you would like to actually join us live, I have dropped the StreamYard link in the comments for people to just like pop in.
I love it. Yes, please do.
Please do. So when I was thinking about like agility and how to create a more interactive experience, we've got people who join me live, some people who come often, which I sincerely appreciate. I'm always grateful for anyone who shows up, right?
Yeah.
But how can I make a better experience? And I'm like, well, unless you you weren't ready to do video, right? The next thing I can think of is to actually be able to hop in the conversation and ask a question or share a thought. I don't know about you, but when I attend LinkedIn Lives, I have a tendency to want to say so much. I'm like constantly typing. Like people can't even keep up with how much I'm typing right there.
I love it. I love it.
And because I want to be part of the conversation, like I would totally click the link. I'm the person who would click the link, but not everyone's like that.
Well, let's hope we have a few people out there who are, right? Let's do it and let's join the conversation. I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
So Jennifer, if you were joining us live, are you the type of person who would click the link?
I might. I think it will all depend how I look, right? Like, do I have my makeup on today or not? But I probably could. I probably would, especially when it's, sales and anything that has to do with sales. I do feel I have a lot to say and I get excited. I probably would join.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I am. Like, what was it? There was one that I used to go to all the time that was a live that it was Mark Jung. It was Fire Talks where they were doing like hot sauce.
Okay.
Sales questions. And I was like, oh man, I totally I just want to be like there without the hot sauce though.
Of course.
So
good.
Resilience. What do you think about resilience, and what are some ways that you've used your resilience in your sales life?
Absolutely. And I think everyone has such great examples coming out of COVID, right? Like, I mean, regardless of it's being professional or personal life, like everyone I feel has gone through resilience. And really for me, it's just the act of keep going. I mean, you may take a breath and you have to pause for a second and take a breath, but you keep going. And that's the resilience because, it's so easy not to keep going, especially when you feel the whole world literally is against you and coming up against you. It's so easy to be like, you know what, I'm done with this, but you got to keep going. And even coming out of COVID, a lot of sales organizations, like sales has changed, right? We're on video, we're having video prospecting and video conversations, and there's different ways of presenting yourself on video, and people are learning new things, and that's all resilience, right? We're going to change, we're going to be agile and just keep going. That's really what it's all about.
I agree. It's like I think that ability to just adapt, right, is is a superpower. Not everyone has it, but
it really is.
If you can harness it and just be able to adapt and keep an open mind, I think it has so much power. So Gurpreet joined us. She says, hi, Jen and Jennifer.
Hello. Good to see you.
She is actually joining me next week. We're doing an event for Equality Day. and it's around the concept of privilege, how to use your privilege for progress.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I can't wait to join.
Yeah, I mean, like when I think of Equality Day, I was like, and mind you, my daughter was dressed up as a suffragist for Halloween. Like we're like,
I love it.
Women having the right to vote is just like
amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But not everyone had the right to vote.
No.
Right. And I think it makes such a, like, people not recognizing that not everyone had the right to vote. That's and while we could celebrate the day and the certification of the 19th Amendment, that progress, like, you know, we need more. We need lots more.
That's right. So, I'll tell you what, there's resilience right there. That's exactly what's going on, right? That was huge. So that's huge resilience, and God bless the people who worked on that, all the women. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah. So, and Michael Ayalon joined us. Great conversation. When things slowed down, find other forms of media. Our team wrote a book and really took our podcast to the next level when stages were closed during the pandemic, and then shifted online learning to reach more college students and make it more affordable. Now we're building a large audience on TikTok where our customers are.
I love that.
Reach a wider audience. You know, he's got a point. And I'll say, okay, I am highly adaptable, but have I done a lot on TikTok? Nope, I have not.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect place for college, right? That's exactly where college kids are. I have a son who's getting ready to start his senior year in college, so yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'd like, and Lydia's joining us, who is also on that panel for next week. So she says, channel your grandmother, suck it up, just keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. That's right. Exactly. You got to keep doing that. You know, I know we were talking beforehand, before this went live. And, you know, one of the stories I always use and I always think about for myself, and I share it with my team on a regular basis, is the Wizard of Oz. You know, when you think about a diverse group of people and the challenges that they went through going down the yellow brick road, right? There's the flying monkeys, the witches, and of course, you know, there are all these diverse friends, and there's always there's always a Toto in the group, right? And maybe you know a Toto, or maybe you're the Toto, right? But there's always one that's getting everybody into trouble, right? And just causing ruckus all over the place. And each time at any given point, all four of them were like, I can't do this. I can't go on. What am I thinking? I can't do this. But they keep going through the flying monkeys, right? And through the witches and the evil witch and all the other problems that Toto's running off and doing. But they keep going down that yellow brick road, right? That is the resilience. Keep moving forward.
Yeah. Well, and it's always going to be just on the other side, too. I find that more often than not, right? You don't want to make that one last phone call. It's going to be, that's the call.
That's right.
You know, or do that, you know, whatever it is, it's always just past your comfort zone or where you think you need to go, that you actually need to go in order to get what it is you're looking for. So not giving up too soon.
That's right. You know, and it is. And then when you get there, right, and you have that amazing call, you know, close the deal that you didn't think you're going to be able to close, you know, just like in the Wizard of Oz, you know, you realize you had it all within you the whole time. You know, you just had to keep going forward. And then you're like, man, I can do this. Like, I got this. And then you feel pretty excited that you accomplished something that you were so close to giving up on. And it's amazing. And as Michael said in, you know, the one of the comments, right, you got the ability to also pivot. You know what, this isn't working, so we got to try a different way here. And let's change. Let's be agile and pivot. And gosh, look what happens. You're still successful. You're doing great.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's, you know, it's funny when you think about it that it's the people who try the new things who will like go that extra mile, who always come back and go, wow, look at what like I achieved or what I was able to do because I did that. Like I tried this different thing, you know, because there's a status quo, right? We all know it. It's our biggest competition is the status quo.
That's right.
And it's just easy to do what everyone else is doing, but it's the stuff that's a little bit out there that actually gets
That's right.
moves the needle.
That's right. And well, actually what you had said before the broadcast about something different, but it's applicable here, right? You're like, be brave, be bold, right? And that's so true. You've got to be bold, and you got to be brave, and just like, you know what, keep going. Because we're facing it, even though we're coming out of COVID and we're doing all these other great things, there's still going to be tough days, right? There's still going to be some challenges out there. And honestly, when you think about all that we have accomplished as a sales community and the pivots we've made out there in the sales world, we can take on anything. Like, we got this. So I just feel very confident as sales, we have a bright future ahead of us, and we're going to be able to take on anything because of that resilience.
Okay, so I've dropped it in again into the chat.
All right.
Our StreamYard link, but I think it only went to YouTube. I don't think it went to LinkedIn. But we haven't had anyone drop.
Come on, guys, be brave, be bold.
And I'm so surprised. It's midday. Okay, but
it's lunchtime, right?
It's lunchtime.
We'll bring a snack with you and we'll chat.
Right? I mean, I thought it would be super cool. And it's funny because I did a poll on this. Yeah. And like 43% of people said they would absolutely click on a link and jump in live if I gave this opportunity. Some said maybe, if everything was optimal, then it was a smaller percentage. And then the amount of people that said like no way was like 14% or something like that. Yeah. But that's at 43% is a significant amount.
It's a good number.
So just hop in here at any time and we will chat.
Yes.
Anyway. So all right. So what are some of the ways that you specifically will sort of push through, carry on when you
Absolutely.
feel that moment of like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
What are
there's a lot of those. Yeah, when you feel. Oh, do we have someone coming in?
Oh, you have someone. I'm so excited.
Oh,
Laura, hello.
Hello, my good friend Laura. Good to see you.
Hello.
We're so happy to see you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Nice to be here. The hard part is I'm hearing you in delay before. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So did you want to share a thought about resilience, or did you have a question or a story to share?
Just the thought of keeping going, just the idea that, and Jennifer is, okay, I'm sorry, it's really hard because you're still talking over here.
Okay, so you could close us over there.
Yeah, hold on. There we go. Okay, good.
Technology, I'll tell you.
There we go. No, I wanted to pop in and say hello because I felt the challenge and felt the need to rise to that challenge. It's also really cool technology. I like that trying things new. Jennifer was the first person who sent me a email with a video clip in it.
Yes.
Last year when you were doing that with clients when pandemic hit, and just trying new ways to communicate and stay in touch. I think that shows a level of resilience in my mind to just be able to take what you know how to do and keep trying to do it in different ways to reach your customers and keep things going. So it's kind of cool.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really happy that someone decided to hit the link and participate. So I appreciate it. Would you like to stay, or do you want to?
No, I'm gonna go now.
I'm so glad you joined.
Give it a shot and give you guys some live feedback. But it is really cool. It's a nicer way to ask a question if somebody has one than chat's fine if you don't want to show your face, but it's very nice to be able to engage once you turn the other feed off, so you don't hear the feedback. But you guys, this is really cool to see, and I'm very glad you guys are doing it.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Amazing. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, I love it.
That was cool.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I wonder if anyone else joins now. Okay, well, let's just continue the conversation. Yep. You were totally going to tell me how you find it in yourself to power through when you don't feel like it.
Oh, yes. And then, and that happens sometimes quite often. One of the biggest things that I do is focus on what you can control. Because if you sit back and everything, you're thinking about everything in your whole sales world and things that are happening at the company. I mean, you can be overwhelmed or like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to do this? Well, stop, right? You get focus on what you can control, right? What's the one thing that needs to get done today? What's that one priority? Let's take it off, do one thing at a time. And there are things that are out of our control that completely can stress us out, but it's out of our control. So you know what, you got to just put this over to the side and focus on what you can control. And then by doing that, you're accomplishing many things, and that's giving you the energy to keep moving forward.
That's a really good piece of advice, focusing on what you can control. And you sort of separating yourself, I think, from the outcome as well. Like,
that's right.
The outcome you put like over here and you don't look at it and you just focus on whatever it is, the tasks that are required to get to that outcome. You're more likely to get to that outcome without looking at it.
That's right. Exactly. And, and a good example is, I work in study abroad and international travel. Mm-hmm. And, we've already been through the worst of times. We are definitely moving forward really well and at a great clip. And, and we have Delta variant coming. I can't control the Delta variant, right? Yeah. But what I can control is our sales strategy. What I can control is our engagement and outreach and communication with our university partners. Like, there are things that we can control, and that's what we're going to do. We can't sit here and wonder what ifs all the time. And, oh my gosh, well, what if this happened? What if this happens? And this, I can't deal with that. That'll stress everybody out. But what can we control? How can we pivot to better meet our university partners? This is what we're going to do. And that's what we have to focus on.
No, I think that's really good, a good strategy. Yeah. I like to listen to music when I'm starting to feel like one of my favorite songs for that is Underdog.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I'll like do my Supergirl pose and like sing along to that song. I'm such a dork.
I love it. Did you post that on LinkedIn for some of these as well? Wasn't that the song you posted?
Oh, or maybe. At one point, I believe I posted it somewhere. It was one of those articles, because I write a lot of articles about like women's empowerment, right? So I think I've got that song in there somewhere.
Oh, that's great. Yes.
That it's just like for whatever reason, there's something about the lyrics of that song that suddenly it's like, I'm going to go take over the world now.
You're like, here we go. We got this.
I might be the underdog, but you don't even know what I can do. So.
That's right. Sometimes that's the best is when you are the underdog, then you like amaze everybody. And you're like, I knew I could do that. Like, heck yeah, I did that.
Well, and isn't that funny? Because I think I had Larry Long Jr. on just a couple weeks ago, right? And we were talking about the power of positivity. We touched a little bit on imposter syndrome, right? And sometimes it's like if you have that combined with like the hesitation, right? That's when you need the resilience. It's like having that belief in yourself to sort of move past it. And how do you find the tools within yourself to,
that's true.
Dive deep. We all know that there's that emotional roller coaster of sales, right? And there are things you could do to avoid it, like having a full pipeline, controlling what you can control, doing the things that are going to like get the results.
That's right.
And like planning your time. I think is also a good one.
That's huge. That's huge. And again, that's all about what you can control, and I mean, if you got meetings triple booked every hour on your calendar, that's not going to make anybody feel good, but you can control that. You can plan out your day and you can control, what that is. But you bring up a very good point, with the mindset. Sometimes that's the hardest challenge we have to overcome is that mindset. But it is about staying positive. And I think, again, when it comes to salespeople, that's what we do, right? Like you have to be positive because, you're going to have rejection so much more, picking up the phone, sending emails. There's a ton of rejection out there. So you have to stay positive and you have to have that mind shift to really say like, okay, you know what? That didn't work today. That's okay. Like, that's okay. Here's what I can control because I got another big deal in the pipeline, right? Here's what I'm going to focus on. And it's so important to do that. And you do need to take stock in yourself too, to say, I can do this. Heck yeah, I can do this, right? Like, of course I'm going to be able to do this. And knowing that you are moving forward. But that is huge. You have to really check yourself with that and sometimes really pull yourself up and out of there as well.
Yeah, that mindset. Like so many people ask, how much of sales is mindset versus skill?
Yes.
And, I think so much of it is such a mindset. Like if you believe it, if you believe you can achieve it, you will.
That's right.
It'll happen. And maybe you're going to work on your skill because you want to achieve that thing. And, skills can be developed, but it's that will, that drive to go, I'm going to do this because I know and I believe I can.
That's right. And making that one extra call a day, right? Sending out that last email of the day. And it's funny you say that because on my podcast, A Life You Love, Sales Tips with Jennifer Fisher, I did do a podcast on, the mindset versus the skill set. And in the research that I was doing, and listing out what they all are and how they are, but, 85%, according to the research is really about that mindset, right? Like you said, you can learn the skill set. Anyone can learn that. But if you don't have that right mindset and the positivity to go forward and that will and the drive to keep going and feel that excitement at the end, that's what's going to trip you up, and that's huge. But that's a big part of sales.
I totally have to listen to that one now.
Yes. Yeah. I'll let you know. I'll send you that link, but yes, but it's good. I mean, right. You have to have the skills. Absolutely. But you can learn that. Right. You can learn that. You can learn your CRM and you can learn, how to, make a prospecting call, but you've got to have that will to go do it and the drive to succeed and knowing that you can make those calls and get rejected every time. But guess what? You keep making the next call. Maybe the next call will be the one we want to have, right? Maybe the next call, the guy's like, yes, we want to work with you. But you got to keep doing it. You've got to keep going.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I put little Bitmoji graphics on a lot of my like marketing materials when I do these episodes, right? And so when I thought of resilience, I had that one with the punch, like punching me in the face.
That's right.
Like, and I'm like, what does that remind me of? And that song came to mind,
Yeah.
I get knocked down, I get up again, and it's
that's right.
That's what it is in sales is you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but at the end of the day, it's about that resilience of getting back up and getting back into the game and, just playing, right?
That's
and
right.
It's so important. So 12:24. I really expected more people to hop in.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad Laura popped in. I love that.
I am too.
That was fun. Just having someone pop in.
So anyone else, if you want to pop in. Totally pop in. Be brave. Be bold.
I love it. Yes.
Do it.
Got a few minutes left. We can do it.
Yeah. So any final thoughts from you on resilience?
I would always, when you do feel yourself kind of sinking down, saying, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. I just think of the Wizard of Oz. Like that is just a great analogy. And think of, all the diverse group of people that are friends and they, were able to accomplish anything. And if they can go through all those challenges and make it, down the yellow brick road, like you're going to be able to do this too. that's a quick thing you can think of, and you can keep moving.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try one more thing. I've never done this screen sharing thing at the same time.
Be brave, be bold, our new motto here.
Yeah, we're trying all the new things today. Let's, let's see. So who do I have? Let's see. We're going to do this. Ooh, that's interesting. Hold on.
Hello.
Hold on. Hold on. What am I trying to share here? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Let's go this way. Nope, that's not what I wanted.
Neat.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Next week, we're
all right.
talking about Nomad Life in sales. With more remote work positions becoming available, I met Megan over at the Gong Celebrate conference. And, we're talking and she's like, well, I travel, I just traveled the country and go and do my thing. I don't have a place that's like a home, but I have a home, but not, not like in the traditional sense. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so interesting. If I could do that, where would I go? So I can't wait to find out where she's at when she logs in next week, right?
Yes. She could go anywhere, right? What can that be?
Right?
Yes.
I have kids. I'm not I'm not at the stage in my life, but if I was, I would totally do this. Right? If my kids didn't have to go to school in a local school, and just the adventure of it all. And I think that's really super interesting. So I got that.
Can't wait.
Then I've got leveraging privilege for progress. We've got Cynthia Barnes, Lauren Bailey, Heidi Solomon Orlick. We're sponsored, by the NAWSP, Girls Club, Girls Who Sell. I got them together, all these ladies, on a Zoom to collaborate and come up with what is a topic for Equality Day that we need to cover. And when I told them this idea of okay, we got the 19th Amendment, and that's great, and we celebrate it, and that's wonderful, but it wasn't for all women. And so how do we help all women? And I think this is going to be an amazing event. I'm going to try this live thing there too. So we're going to give this thing a shot for a while. Anyone who wants to pop in on a LinkedIn Live, the next couple of weeks, all of my LinkedIn Lives are going to have that live interactive experience.
Nice.
If you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But, if you've never done LinkedIn Live before, hey, you could pop in, try it out, see what it's like. You never know. You might like it.
Never know. It's good stuff.
And then the 31st, I've got Nisha Baxi, who is the head of community at Gong. Gong has a new community that they came out with for that Celebrate conference, and it is so engaging. And everyone's creating community, and I think it's a really cool sort of idea. I just wanted to pick her brain about that, but also learn what else she has planned over there in that Gong community, because I'm a big fan of Gong.
Yeah. I know that's gonna be great. Definitely don't want to miss that. I love it.
Okay. Oh, we're going in the wrong direction.
That's gonna be a good panel there too.
Oh, and then my next adventure is coming. So I am going to take some time off from LinkedIn Live to focus on my new role that I'll announce eventually. But that's why I'm sort of, we're trying all the new things, because I'm home and I'm just I'm ready to try new things, and I'm excited. So
yes, I love it. I love it. What a great picture.
Though we'll have to do it big, Jennifer.
Yes.
October is Women in Sales Month.
Oh, yes.
Right? So I'm taking September off. October is Women in Sales Month.
I love it.
We'll have to start brainstorming now for what that's going to look like in October, because
Yes. Oh, it's going to be a good month.
It's it's the holiday. It's like a holiday. This is the entire month of like, let's celebrate all the women in sales. And there are so many amazing women to celebrate that I'm like, oh, let's celebrate them all.
It's going to be amazing. Yes, it's going to be amazing. Oh my God. Yeah.
Figure out what that
no doubt.
Like. So we'll definitely have to have you back in October to celebrate Women in Sales Month.
Count me in. Count me in. Yes.
We'll need to collaborate. Like,
absolutely.
Maybe like everyone nominate like a woman in sales you want to celebrate and come and share. I don't know, but it's gotta be something different.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. And you know, especially the group that you have with the panel coming up, like there's gonna be some strong women that it's gonna be a great month.
It is. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me.
Gosh. My pleasure. This is a lot of fun.
Well, I enjoy doing them. I just I love the just, you know, that it's organic and that like it's just a natural conversation rather than this scripted. You know, sometimes I go on a podcast or something and they'll send me all the questions in advance and you know, everything will be feel very like I planned out my answers and everything. And I feel like when I listen to myself and it's like that, you can tell as opposed to what real looks like. So.
That's right. And I'll tell you, this is real and what a lot of fun it is too.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you.
Oh my God. Well, I appreciate you. And I wish you the best of luck in your next adventure.
Thank you. And thank you everyone who joined us. Hopefully you found some value out of this and that you're going to go into the rest of your day resilience and ready to get past whatever is in your way. So have a great day, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.